Okay. I think we're rolling. Alright, this is a perfect place for bullshit. In a pasture with bullshit and RCMP bullshit. For the record, since the 70s, Werner has been presenting the RCMP with all kinds of documented evidence about the demise of his cattle. Autopsies, reports, since the early 70s.
Mutilation and killing of cattle, 260 head alone in the last 13 years. Alone 11 head the last 5 weeks.
Alright, these are some of the photos he's been giving the cops for years. But please show the cop documents, okay?
Yeah, those are the photos about illegal dumping of pesticides on farmland.
You're losing it.
Okay, now, here is all the documentation when I approached the ombudsman.
Alright, now just show them. Show the people the documents.
Here, ombudsman of New Brunswick. Joseph, starting out with Joseph Berube.
Well, show them.
No, this is the last one. Okay.
Too much of a rush. The thing about it is,
yeah,
these documents go way back. This is 2001, 1996.
Oh yeah, here.
1995.
Here, I got some of the earlier ones.
1978. But just a minute, Werner. Give the camera time. Now this has to do with the Ombudsman of New Brunswick.
Here, Joseph E. Berube.
Yes.
Ombudsman.
This is Werner's writing, addressing issues, the Ombudsman's response. This goes back into the 70s.
This is under
Werner,
Bernard Richard.
Yeah, there's just so much time.
Yeah,
this is under Bernard Richard. But we got to stick to the RCMP.
Okay, good.
But the Ombudsman of New Brunswick.
As I say, here's all the documentation about the Ombudsman of New Brunswick and what he didn't do.
But for the benefit
in covering it up. Now, here, just a few first. One of the first contacts with the RCMP.
Werner, give the camera time, will you?
One of the first contacts with the RCMP in 1976.
This was after you went in the nut house.
I had been in contact before in 1975, but they didn't do anything. So when I came back from the loony bin, I addressed it to the official channels. And
this is the RCMP 1977. Werner Bach. This is Christensen, Superintendent of the RCMP J Division. This is 1977.
I personally went to see him.
Now this, for the record, is after the RCMP had locked him up in the nut house twice.
Yeah, upon false accusation.
Yeah.
Now,
this is forward.
I'm still working at it about trying to address the continuous killing of my cattle.
Now this is last year, as hay is burning on his farm.
No, this was that was.
And this is signed by Staff Sergeant Major Bert Houdon, and they talk about District 11 and everything, and nobody.
Here, this is.
Just a second. It was kind of interesting here. Protected A. I wonder what that means.
I don't know. This is when I contacted Sergeant Velancourt and filed the official complaint with the RCMP Complaint Commission. But it is all useless. The system does not work anymore.
Now, basically, you're looking at over 30 years of troubles with the RCMP.
Here.
Now, wait a minute. What's this one? This is October the 16th, 2007.
Yeah.
RCMP File Protected A, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah.
This is what they have to say.
This was
and it's signed by
Paul Cormier.
Houdon again.
Houdon, and forwarded to
Paul Cormier. That's the bastard that's
he has no
ducking us forever in a day.
Sergeant Paul Cormier from Coverdale Division of the RCMP has full knowledge of it now for several years.
For the record, I called Staff Sergeant Paul Cormier in Fredericton while they were having this meeting on his cell phone. He no longer has that cell phone number today. Or they claim it.
So, this is.
All right, now let's bring that whole file over.
This is the whole documentation over the last over the last...
Not too fast, not too fast, okay? Now this is some of the many documents that we'll be presenting on the web. Commission of Inquiry, RCMP, 1979, Werner, Bach, Johnson. Some of Werner's many correspondences. This is where stuff was sent, registered mail. They received it. For anybody happening to listen to Werner and I argue, we argue on good terms all day long. But this is headquarters, RCMP, 1978, Werner, Bach. This is officer of the commissioner of the RCMP. This is a
under the Freedom of Information Act.
Privacy coordinator. He was demanding to know why they locked him up in the nut house, and basically they wouldn't tell him. What's this? Wait a minute. This is where they keep playing the Let's Be Dumb game for years.
Stalling game.
There's many RCMP documents here. It's a treasure trove of the history of the incompetence of the RCMP.
And see, you see all the sequence here.
Well, Werner, you got to show the camera, not yourself.
Yeah.
Right. These are memorandums and documents from RCMP officers. As I said, these are being scanned and will be posted on the internet. But you can see, this is Sergeant Daniels of Petitcodiac RCMP back in 1976. And he claims he wasn't a member then. He don't know nothing. And yet he's the boss and can't figure out something he don't know. He says, Mr. Bach, many people at times are mentally ill and don't realize it. Yeah? Well, it's for the doctors and the police to prove a man is nuts, and if he isn't nuts, for them to prove who made the false allegations against him. Quite simply put, Daniels doesn't know if his arse is bored or punched.
When I finally confronted Sergeant Merrithew, who was in charge at the time when I was being put into the loony bin, and I confronted him and I asked for a point-blank question, I got the right to know why was I being picked under Section 10 of the Mental Health Act. The last answer I got from him was, you have to sue us, we won't tell you. Now, is this the so-called free world?
This is September the 12th, 1996.
Yeah.
This is Public Complaints Commission against the RCMP.
Yeah.
This is the superintendent. Public complaints against the RCMP. This is probably not too long after they came into existence.
Yeah.
I've had my own encounters with the public complaints. This is the New Brunswick Police Commission.
Very AC?
1979.
Who is it there?
Christie, investigator.
Christie.
Right?
Yeah. I didn't even remember that one anymore. There's so much shit there with them. George Vincent.
This is complaints against the RCMP.
1977. 77. I went in 19...
This is the government of Canada, for Christ's sake.
I went right to Ottawa, to the Justice Department, and brought it to the attention of Secretary of State Vincent.
For the record, Rob Moore...
He is Barry AC.
Rob Moore is now the
Director of
Parliamentary Secretary for the Ministry of Justice.
Barry AC. Director of Policing Services for New Brunswick. Here is Rodman Logan, Minister of Justice for New Brunswick at the time.
There's so much, wasn't
Here. Look.
Who's this? Royal Canadian Mounted Police, 78, Mr. Bach.
1980.
Files from 78.
Oh, yeah.
Sauve, Commander, Department. Oh, this is a Freedom of Information going nuts.
No. Let's see.
You're playing to a camera, Werner.
Yeah.
Well, while he's looking for something, I'm going to keep going through. So
this is when I contacted a lawyer. He was lawyer number 6. First 5 didn't want to touch it. The 5th one asked me if I had my will made out.
And this is 1978. This is a lawyer trying to act on your behalf.
Yeah.
A Scobie.
Scobie, Werner and Gervin. Sam Gervin was a partner in Petitcodiac.